Hey, welcome back to Life in the Piedmont. It's Tina. I'm back in my kitchen. Look, onion. And I am going to be making some enchilada sauce to can with the leftover tomatoes that I had from last week's food preservation. I'm gonna be doing the Every Bit Count challenge with Three Rivers Homestead. So this is the time of year where really preserving and everything is really at its high peak. So let me show you what we're doing. So I already had my tomatoes pureed and strained. Now I have it back in my pot. I'm gonna be putting my onions through the food processor along with some garlic. I'm gonna get some chili powder out and we're gonna let this reduce down. And that will get the thickness consistency that I want. And I will take you along for this journey of making enchilada sauce. I hope that you stick around and enjoy and see how we do this. I don't know about you, but we use a lot of enchilada sauce, not only just for enchiladas, but also maybe to put on top of our burritos and that. So yeah, so let's get going. I figured since I need garlic anyhow, I'm gonna open up my whole garlic here that I have. We're gonna drop this in the little food processor I have. I love my little food processor. It's nice and compact, doesn't take up a lot of room, and when you don't have such a big job, it's just nice to be able to grab it. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is just put this in here. I'm gonna put the whole head of garlic in, and then I'll put the other. So I decided, well, since I have the garlic out, I'm gonna go ahead and just puree up a whole entire head of garlic. And then that way I'll be able to freeze it up in ice cube trays or something, or just even in a Ziploc bag so I can use it for future recipes. So we're gonna get this going, and I will scoop out what I'm not gonna use in here. Must plug it in order for it to work, right? Perfect. So I'm just gonna scrape around the edges here because I don't need all that garlic in here. And we're gonna scoop some out. I've got my Ziploc bag ready. Doesn't want to open. Well, I'm just gonna put this in my Ziploc bag for right now. I think I'll gather a whole bunch up and get it frozen over time, add to the Ziploc bag, because right now, that's all I need to do. All right, that looks good. I'll leave what I have in there into this. It looks like, yeah, that looks like about 1 to 2 cloves of garlic in there. Wouldn't you agree? There we go. So we'll put that back on. And we're gonna throw our onions in. Get those the same. I'm just gonna chop them up. All this will go into our sauce. Not quite yet, but in just a little bit. So let's get the onion in here. I love this. Like I said, I just love this little Cuisinart food processor. Okay friends, we are back. The enchilada sauce is still going. I brought it up to a boil, and I'll explain everything down in the description box. But I just got done adding about 6 tablespoons of chili powder. I added 2 tablespoons of pink Himalayan salt, and I am just stirring it, and I want to thicken it up just a little bit more. So I'm gonna continue to let it boil down, but it has good flavor. And there you go. So I'm bringing it up to a boil, and I'm gonna now turn it down and let it just simmer a little bit longer. There you go. Hey friends, we are back. I'm still doing enchilada sauce. It's what my day is. It takes me all day to can something because I am kind of homeschooling somebody during the day and I stop and take care of that, but I get everything prepped and then I took a break and all of a sudden it was dinner time. So I started dinner and I went down and got my jars. So let me show you what I'm gonna do. Here is the enchilada sauce. I used the tomato puree. I strained it and I had pureed it up in a food mill, and it could probably be ran through again. So I think before I actually use this, when I pull it out to use it, I'm gonna just put my immersion blender, smooth it out a little bit more. I have my handy dandy tool that tells me how far I am from the top. That's my 1 inch mark. So we are good. I have come in and I have wiped all the lids and the rims to ensure a good seal. And now what I'm gonna do is grab the lids that I have soaking in my hot water, and we are gonna put it on here just like so. This was a really simple recipe too. Like once you got it done, with the tomatoes, I added chili powder, garlic, and onion as you saw earlier. And I just cooked it down to the consistency I wanted, and I think it's perfect. So all the lids are on. Now we're gonna come on with the screw top, and we're just gonna hand tighten it. Don't tighten it too much. You just wanna hand tighten it. And I am gonna have to pressure can these because I have the low acid food in there, which is the onion and the garlic and chili powder. So I'm gonna pressure can that. I already got my pressure can hooked up over here. I'm gonna double check on the amount of pressure and time before I start it because I don't want to overdo it or underdo it. So I need to make sure I have it on the right time and pressure. So into my canner they go. So my pressure canner is going. I have set it on high, which you're supposed to do, and it's gonna go for about 50 minutes here. So right now it's just bringing everything up to temp, and I have it, whoops, on exhaust. When it reaches the right temp, then I will come and turn it to airtight right here. Oops, right there, yeah. I'll turn it to airtight, but right now it's just on exhaust. It can take up to 30 minutes, so we'll just continue to go through this cycle. I like my Nesco, I like it. And there you go. So I have a total of 9 jars that I canned. That should be enough. And even if it's not, I usually make enchilada sauce from scratch anyhow. It's really simple. I use a recipe with chicken broth and same concept, but yeah, and there we go. This is just 4 of the 9, and we are finished preserving that.